Dubai looks unstoppable, towering skyscrapers, endless luxury, and a reputation as the playground of billionaires. But beneath the glitter lies a fragile truth. The entire city depends on one narrow waterway, the Strait of Hormuz. This tiny passage, just about 21 miles wide at its narrowest point, controls nearly 20% of the world's oil supply. Every day, massive tankers pass through it, carrying the fuel that powers not just the world, but Dubai itself. Here's the problem. Dubai doesn't produce much oil anymore. Its economy relies on trade, tourism, and global connectivity. But all of that depends on stable energy prices and open shipping routes. If the Strait of Hormuz is blocked even briefly, the shockwaves would hit instantly. Fuel prices would skyrocket. Flights could be grounded. Shipping routes would freeze. And suddenly, Dubai's biggest strength, its global accessibility, would become its greatest weakness. This isn't a distant theory. Tensions in the region have been rising for years. Military threats, geopolitical rivalries, and strategic standoffs have turned this narrow strait into one of the most dangerous choke points on Earth. So the real question is no longer if disruption could happen, it's when. To understand the risk, you need to look at geography. The Strait of Hormuz sits between Iran and Oman, acting as the gateway from the Persian Gulf to the open ocean. Every tanker leaving major oil producers like Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and the United Arab Emirates must pass through this single corridor. And here's where it gets dangerous. Iran has repeatedly threatened to close the strait during conflicts. Even a minor naval incident could escalate quickly, turning the region into a war zone overnight. We've already seen close calls, seized tankers, drone attacks, and military standoffs. Each one sends oil prices jumping and markets into panic. Now imagine a full shutdown. No oil tankers, no safe passage. Insurance companies refusing to cover ships. Global shipping companies rerouting or halting operations entirely. Dubai, positioned just outside the strait, would feel the impact almost immediately. Ports would slow down. Trade would shrink. Investors would hesitate. Because in a world where energy and goods can't flow freely, a trade hub like Dubai becomes incredibly vulnerable. The city's prosperity is built on movement, and the Strait of Hormuz controls that movement. Dubai isn't powered by oil, it's powered by confidence. Investors, tourists, and global corporations all believe in one thing: stability. But if the Strait of Hormuz is disrupted, that confidence could collapse overnight. First comes energy shock. Oil prices surge globally, driving up the cost of everything: transport, electricity, food imports. Airlines operating through Dubai International Airport could cut routes or raise prices dramatically. Tourism, the lifeblood of Dubai, would take a massive hit. Who wants to vacation in a region seen as unstable or potentially dangerous? Luxury hotels, shopping malls, and attractions could suddenly become empty. The image of endless wealth would begin to crack. Next comes business. Dubai is a global trade hub, connecting Asia, Europe, and Africa. But if shipping lanes are disrupted, companies may relocate operations to safer regions. Free zones could lose tenants. Real estate demand could drop. Property prices, once skyrocketing, could start falling. And here's the most dangerous part. Dubai's economy is highly leveraged. It depends on continuous growth, constant investment, and a steady flow of people and capital. Take away that flow, and the system doesn't just slow down, it starts to unravel. Dubai's rise has been nothing short of extraordinary. In just a few decades, it transformed from a desert trading post into a global icon. But rapid growth often comes with hidden risks. Unlike oil-rich neighbors, Dubai diversified aggressively into tourism, aviation, real estate, and finance. This made it resilient in some ways, but also highly dependent on global stability. And that's where the Strait of Hormuz becomes critical. If instability shuts down or threatens this route, Dubai faces a unique problem. It cannot control the situation. The city doesn't control regional politics. It doesn't control military tensions. Yet its entire economic ecosystem depends on them staying calm. Even rumors of conflict can trigger capital flight. Wealthy investors can move their money in seconds. Corporations can relocate offices in months. We've seen glimpses of this before during global crises when travel halted and markets panicked. Now imagine a sustained geopolitical crisis right at Dubai's doorstep. Skyscrapers don't generate income on their own. Luxury alone doesn't sustain an economy. Without constant inflow of tourists, goods, and capital, Dubai's glittering skyline could quickly turn into a symbol of overexpansion. A modern miracle, suddenly exposed. So, could Dubai actually survive a closure of the Strait of Hormuz? The short answer, yes, but not without serious damage. The United Arab Emirates has invested heavily in alternative infrastructure. Pipelines bypassing the strait, strategic oil reserves, and diversified trade routes all help reduce risk. But these solutions are not perfect. Pipelines have limited capacity. They cannot replace the massive volume of oil shipped daily through the strait. And global markets would still react violently to any disruption. Even if Dubai continues functioning, the perception of risk could be enough to trigger economic slowdown. Tourists might choose safer destinations. Investors might delay projects. Companies might reconsider regional headquarters. In today's global economy, perception is reality. And once confidence is shaken, it can take years to rebuild. Dubai's leadership understands this. That's why the city constantly reinvents itself, launching mega projects, attracting global events, and positioning itself as a safe haven. But some risks cannot be engineered away. And the Strait of Hormuz remains one of the biggest. Dubai's future isn't doomed, but it is exposed. The Strait of Hormuz represents a risk that no amount of luxury, innovation, or ambition can fully eliminate. It's a reminder that even the most futuristic cities are still tied to geography. If tensions escalate and the strait closes, even temporarily, the impact would ripple across the globe, but Dubai would be among the first to feel it. Flights could slow, trade could shrink, confidence could drop. And in a city built on momentum, that's a dangerous combination. But here's the twist. Dubai has always thrived on overcoming impossible odds. From desert to megacity, from regional port to global powerhouse, it has defied expectations before. So the real story isn't just about collapse. It's about whether Dubai can adapt fast enough to survive a crisis it cannot control. Because in the end, the Strait of Hormuz isn't just a waterway, it's a ticking clock. And the world is watching.